What is going on, YouTube? It's Lamont Dorsey in charge. Today, we are at the Mount Olivet Catholic Cemetery here in Dickinson, Texas. I'm here to do a couple videos. One is a famous grave, and then another is a very horrific murder of a young man that's buried straight across from me in this cemetery. So I want to talk about what I did yesterday. And what I did yesterday was I visited the grave of George Floyd. And I did the video. I found his grave. His grave is unmarked. It's easy to find. It's, just go look online and do a little bit of detective work. It's quite easy. And I'm putting the video together. It wasn't a difficult video to do. It was just very, very easy. And I'm putting it together. It took me about 3-4 hours because of this app that I'm using that I'm going to have to get rid of. And after I'm about 85% done with it, and I said, you know what? I can't upload this. It's just not going to happen. And there are several reasons why. Number one, it's not going to get monetized. That's not the main reason, but I'm just saying that is number one. I'm just giving that in any particular order. Number two, and I didn't know this, but the video was automatically demonetized to where you have to sign in saying that you're 18 years old to watch it on YouTube. So that basically means that nobody's really going to watch the video because it's going to be censored and it's going to be hidden on YouTube. And the main reason why I'm not uploading it is neither of those reasons are the main reason. The main reason why I'm not going to upload it is just because, you know what? There was no way to do that video with my opinion that I was going to be able to do it in a way where everybody could say, okay, that was cool. It's like, basically, I couldn't be down the middle with that video. Some people over here were going to get pissed off with me. Some people over there were going to get pissed off with me. And it's like Lincoln said, you can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And as I'm watching the video, and I personally felt it was a good video. I did talk about how George, he had a drug problem, pretty severe drug problem. I talked about him doing time in prison in Texas for that home invasion. And I did, however, talk about him as a high school athlete. He did play ball at a small community college in South Florida. And, I talked about the good and the bad of him. The bad being that, hey, he was a drug addict. The good being that, well, I don't know him personally. I'm sure he was a nice guy when he wasn't on drugs, or maybe even when he was on drugs. There's a video that he put on, or somebody uploaded on YouTube, of him just talking about the nonsense and the violence that's occurring between young adults in this country. So when he wasn't whacked out on drugs, the guy, you could just tell, yeah, he's made mistakes, but, he had a good message with his video. And then I started talking about the riots and all this and that. And that's when I just started thinking, I'm like, it's probably just not a good idea that I upload this. There's no point. There's no point. Nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to really care. I'm just going to get bashed on both sides. And I did bring up the fact that a lot of people said that funeral was overdone. It was just way too much. And I agree. I think the whole funeral thing, I think it was overblown. He got a bigger send off than Dr. Martin Luther King. $30,000 casket. God knows how much in taxpayers' money were paid for police officers during all the services, because they were like putting his, they were taking his body over here, over there, where have you. And that put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because, some people are saying this: hey, George Floyd was a criminal. Why are you giving that guy that kind of send-off? He robbed a pregnant woman. He doesn't deserve that, right? And my opinion is, yeah, the funeral was really, really overblown. However, of any and all the people, whether it be his family, friends, or just people that went out to riot and loot in the name of George Floyd, in actuality, who cares? They're just going out there to be jerks. I bet the only person that preferred to have no funeral is George Floyd himself. Now, unfortunately, that day, George Floyd, just a man that's just with a hopeless drug addiction, met up with a douchebag cop in Derek Chauvin. Bad training all around. And a lot of people, they're very, very blind when it comes to subjects such as, touching on race. Because everybody's phony, everybody's fake. Nobody really wants to say what they want to say. And, me personally, would I have given Derek Chauvin 22 years? No. I think that time is reserved for people who have intent on murdering somebody. I don't feel that Derek Chauvin meant to kill George Floyd. It was an accident that was done by a careless individual that is, after years of police work, is just kind of hardened, and he doesn't care if somebody's saying I can't breathe. Because if you watch the tape, and I watched about 20 minutes of the cop cam footage of the arrest, and, George Floyd was totally resisting. He was out of his mind, whacked out on whatever he was on, methamphetamine and fentanyl and weed and whatever else, And you just, he was saying, I can't breathe, I'm claustrophobic, I'm a good guy, man, I'm a good guy. And this guy is, again, the cops can tell this guy is just twacked out. And all of this for a counterfeit $20 bill, which in all reality, I don't think George Floyd printed it out in his money-making printing machine. I'm sure he's on the street. Somebody slipped him a fake 20. He don't know. He's so high. He was so high that day, I don't even think he knew what he was doing. He's out of it. You see the surveillance video of him in the store. I mean, this guy's just, he's high. That's it. This guy has problems. We all have problems, right? And, kept his knee on his neck. Different medical examiners say, that, one medical examiner said that George Floyd died due to having coronary disease, due to hypertension and, clogged arteries or what have you, and his constant drug use. The other guy, Dr. Michael Baden, the family hired him. I mean, what do you think he's going to say? Come on. And so the trial takes place. In my opinion, I already know he's going to prison for a long time, and he's going to get the max. After all those clowns and scumbags destroyed a good chunk of their cities and towns all across America, there was no way that Derek Chauvin was not going to get the max. So in my opinion with that, of course he did not get a fair trial. You could be the biggest George Floyd proponent you want to be, and you have to admit, as a rational adult, you have to admit there was no way that guy got a fair trial. I'd be very curious to see if he has any kind of if he gets any kind of like a reduced sentence in the future. Not anywhere near, but maybe later on, perhaps. I don't think he should have been sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. Question is, should he have gone to prison at all? I don't know, because I don't know who to believe when it comes to the autopsy report. So I'm not really sure. I do believe that Derek Chauvin, obviously, dude, he took somebody's life by mistake. I'm pretty sure he felt bad. And, you know, there's no pictures or images of Derek Chauvin crying or looking upset or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure he felt bad for what happened. But that remains to be seen. I'd really have to think about whether he deserved to go to prison or not. I do believe bad training, number one. I think that if he wasn't such a douchebag, I do believe he's definitely guilty of being a very heartless douchebag while doing his job. I do believe that he should have got off of him already and just kind of, you know, put him on his side, because you have to recognize that there is something definitely wrong mentally with George Floyd. They should have, you know, called for an ambulance and all that stuff and just kind of handcuffed him to the whatever, because, you know, but then again, when you're a cop for, you know, I think he was a cop for what, 18, 19 years, something like that. You know, when you're a cop for that long, you see everything, you hear everything, you hear people's excuses, you see the bottom, 2% of society on a daily basis, and you get numb to any and all people's cries. People that become cops, a lot of them say, like, oh, I want a job that, you know, I can protect people. That's nonsense. You just want a job because you don't want to be behind an office. You want an exciting job. I think most cops don't become cops to help people. I think they just become cops because it could be a lucrative job later on if you work your way up in the ranks. It could be a physically easy job, but mentally very taxing, very dangerous. You never know. The car that you pull over, the guy could have a gun ready to blow your freaking brains out. So anyways, just after me, just, you know, looking at the video, and me as, you know, from what I believe to be a rational, like-minded adult, that's what I would like to think. There was no way I was going to be able to put that video up and without it just wasn't worth it at the end of the day. It wasn't worth it at the end of the day. Nothing good was going to come out of that taking place. So I decided to stop editing it. So the video is pretty much done now. However, this is what I'm thinking. How do I at least let people watch it? Or should I let anybody watch it? I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this video right now, I'm pretty sure you're not going to like my video that I did. And you know what? I don't care. I don't, sometimes I do videos that I know that people ain't going to like, and that's okay. I like it. I like it just fine. So anyways, it will remain on a secret channel on private for the meantime. And if I ever decide to one day release it, which I highly doubt, because I just think it's probably the only grave in the entire country that that's just a grave that I just can't put up. By the way, this guy's name is pronounced Faget. He's French. He worked for NASA. I believe he worked on the Mercury or Voyager satellites. Anyways, rest in peace to Mr. Maxime Faget. And with that being said, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. I don't know. I'm sure you guys are going to say like, oh, he didn't deserve to have that funeral. Well, some of us have problems, and I don't believe that George wanted to die. So anyways, I'll catch up with y'all later. Have a good one. Peace out.